If you're in high school and no one's ever taught you how to actually manage your money, you clicked on the right video. Because today I'm going to give you 5 simple tips that I wish I knew before I turned 16. And this isn't like a long lecture or anything, I'm going to just briefly explain these 5 tips to you guys. Before we get started, my name's Emryon Woldemichael, and this channel is all about helping you guys make smarter money moves, no matter your age. I'm only 16 years old, so I still got a lot to learn when it comes to this money making stuff. But I'm going to take what I learned and I'm going to give it to you guys through this channel. So if you're ready to start building a better money mindset with me, subscribe to that channel. We'll do this together. So the first tip I have is don't sleep on a budget. As a high schooler, you most likely don't have a real full-time job yet, but you probably do get money from somewhere, whether that be an allowance, part-time job, birthday gifts, whatever it may be. That's still income. Budgeting just means that you decide before you spend that money. Now, for high schoolers, I would probably recommend the simple 60-30-10 method. And that's basically you spend 60% on whatever you feel necessary, save 30%, which is basically self-explanatory, and invest 10%. Now, that just means that you're going to put that 10% of money into something like a stock or a brokerage account to where you can potentially make profit, which means that you're getting back more money than you're putting in, which eventually most likely leads to an increase on your income, which means to more being spent, saved, and invested. Now, I would most likely use as a high schooler Google Sheets or the Notes app or even like a cash envelope, to be honest, to keep track of this method. And I say that because it's not really about being perfect right now at such a young age. Because, I mean, if you're in high school, you're still a teenager. I mean, not everything's going to go the way you want. It's about the intention of trying to learn these methods of budgeting and creating a higher income. All right, tip number two, understand the trap of credit cards. One day, or maybe you already have, you'll be offered a shiny piece of plastic credit card. And it'll feel like free money. You can just spend that money wherever and whenever you feel like it, but it's not. Credit cards usually charge around 20% or more interest if you don't pay them off in a certain period of time. To put that in perspective, that's like your friend giving you $100 to where you can spend wherever you want, but you have to pay them interest. The interest is 20% daily. So every day that you do not pay them back, you have to pay them back 20% more than what they gave you. So if they gave you $100, the next day, if you don't pay them back, you have to pay them back $120. So yeah, it can get real dirty real quick. Now, don't get me wrong, credit is important, but if you don't know how it works, especially as a high schooler or at a young age, it can mess you up. Tip number three, start a savings account. In high school, saving even $5 a week is better than saving none. I would recommend you start looking for a high yield savings account, which basically means that you're getting a higher return or your money is growing faster, and it's mostly used for short-term goals, for example, high school savings, which is probably why you're here. Some online banks actually do give you way more return interest than your regular bank, which basically means that your money is growing at a faster rate. Some banks that I would recommend are like Ally, Capital One, or the best option is some local credit unions that offer team programs for this specific cause. Tip number four, learn how money grows. Something that you rarely hear adults talk about is that money can grow by itself. Now, that might sound a little crazy, but it can through something called compound interest. Compound interest is a complicated term, but in the best words that I can put it, it's basically if you invest a principal sum or an original amount of money and all the interest is accumulated and put back into that principal sum, which is a return or your money is grown. So, for example, if you invest $100 now as a teenager, all the interest accumulated from that $100 over a certain period of time will be added back to that $100 until you take it out. Now, it does take a little bit of patience, but let's say you invest $100 now, it can turn into $500 or more depending on the interest by the time you're 30. So obviously the most likely the more amount of money you initially put in, you will get out in a certain period of time, but it does take a lot of patience. Apps like Fidelity Youth, Greenlight, or Acorns let you learn the basics of investing safely, especially as a teenager. And for the final tip, tip number 5, set one money goal right now. Is there something you really want? You want to buy a car, a new laptop, you want to buy a ticket to prom? That's cool. Set that goal, break it down. That makes money saving a lot more fun. If it costs $500 and you have 5 months to get this, that's $100 a month. Suddenly, it's not just about being responsible, it's about getting what you want. And that, in my opinion, makes it a lot more fun than just the sole purpose of being responsible with your money. Now that we went through all the tips in detail, let's do a quick recap. Tip number 1, budget what you have. 60/30/10 method. Tip number 2, be smart with credit. If you don't know what you're getting yourself into, take a step back, learn what it is before getting yourself into it. If you don't know what you're doing, it'll only hurt you. Tip number 3, start saving now. The earlier you start saving, the more you'll reap in the future. Tip number 4, learn how money grows, especially the concept of compound interest. Tip number 5, set a goal, aim for it, and crush it. It makes money saving a lot more fun at this age. And one final thing I want to say is you don't need to be rich to get ahead. You just need to start earlier. A lot of people think that you need to have money to make money. No, you just need to have patience, discipline, and start early. How many people do you know that, are so good with their money they didn't come from anything? It's just about your discipline, your patience, and how early you start. And that's it for this video. I really do hope this helped you. And if you guys don't mind commenting your money goals down below or any suggestions for the next videos, I'm always open to those. It gives me something to learn, so I can, hopefully teach you guys. And if you guys want more videos on personal finance for high schoolers, like and subscribe because we're just getting started.